My husband secretly added another woman to our family health insurance. When I found out who she really was, I filed for divorce the same day. The email arrived by accident. A new dependent has been successfully added to your family health insurance policy. I almost ignored it. My husband handled all our insurance paperwork. I assumed he'd renewed something. Then I opened the attachment. Policy holder. Adam Lewis, dependent 1, me dependent 2, our daughter dependent 3, Sophia Lewis, age 7. I stared at the screen. We only had one child. Who was Sophia? That evening, I casually asked Adam, "Did you update the insurance today?" His fork froze halfway to his mouth. "Yeah. Anything important?" "No." He didn't even look at me. I knew he was lying. The next morning, I called the insurance company. "I think there's been a mistake." The representative checked the records. "No mistake, ma'am. The birth certificate and guardianship documents were submitted last week." My heart started racing. Guardianship. He hadn't just added a child. He'd legally declared responsibility for her. Without telling me, I drove straight to his office. His assistant smiled. "I'm sorry. Mr. Lewis isn't here. He's at the Children's Hospital." Children's Hospital. I had never heard those words connected to my husband. I went there immediately. I found him sitting beside a little girl in a hospital bed. She couldn't have been older than 7. She smiled when she saw him. "Daddy," the word hit me like a truck. He turned around. The color drained from his face. "Claire, it isn't what you think," I laughed. "No, because it looks exactly like what I think." I walked out before he could explain. "That night he came home. I never cheated on you." I almost threw him out. "You have another daughter." I deserve that reaction. "But listen." I refused. The next morning, divorce papers were already sitting on my lawyer's desk. Then, Adam's older sister called me. "Please, just hear him out." Against every instinct, I agreed. We met in a lawyer's office. Not a cafe, not our home. Neutral ground. Adam slid a folder across the table. Inside were court documents, DNA results, hospital records, and a death certificate. 7 years earlier, before we met, Adam had briefly dated a woman named Julia. She disappeared after ending the relationship. He never knew she was pregnant. 3 months ago, Julia died in a car accident. Social services contacted Adam after discovering old paternity records among her belongings. The DNA test confirmed it. Sophia really was his daughter. He'd only learned about her weeks earlier. "Why didn't you tell me?" He looked ashamed. "I wanted to. I was terrified. I thought you'd leave." "So you lied instead." He nodded. "Yes." The room fell silent. Then came the twist I never expected. My lawyer looked at one of the documents again. "Something doesn't add up." "What?" "The guardianship papers." He pointed to the date. Adam had signed them. 2 days before Julia died. "How is that possible?" Adam frowned. "It isn't." The hospital records had been altered. Someone had forged dates. The social worker reopened the file. Within days, investigators discovered Julia's brother had manipulated the paperwork. Why? Because he owed dangerous people a lot of money. If Sophia stayed with him, they could legally seize the compensation Julia had left for her daughter. If Adam became guardian, he lost access to every rupee. He tried to frame Adam as a dishonest father so the court would remove him. The forgery was part of that plan. He was arrested. Weeks later, I met Sophia properly. She sat nervously on my sofa. "I'm sorry." "For what?" "For making you and Daddy fight." I knelt beside her. "You didn't. The grown-ups did." She smiled for the first time. I didn't cancel the divorce immediately. Trust doesn't heal overnight. It took almost a year. Counseling, honesty, painful conversations. Eventually, I realized something. The problem wasn't that Adam had another child. The problem was that fear made him lie to the one person who would have helped him. Last month, Sophia asked if she could call me something. "What?" She smiled shyly. "Mom, if that's okay," I cried before I answered. "Yeah, that's okay." Sometimes life doesn't destroy a family with betrayal. Sometimes it tests whether the truth can rebuild one. If your spouse suddenly discovered they had a child they never knew existed, but hid it from you out of fear, would you consider that betrayal or panic?